Hey, are you getting bored studying Japanese with a textbook? Do you want to improve your Japanese as quickly as possible without a teacher? Try out my audio course for free. The link is down below. Thank you.
ねえねえミク、お母さんが寝てるうちにお菓子食べよう。ダメだよお兄ちゃん。またお母さんに叱られるよ。大丈夫。絶対バレない。本当？じゃあいっか。食べよう。
こら、お菓子食べてるでしょ。
やばい、お母さん起きた。逃げろー。はい、皆さん、こんにちは。Okay, so in the previous lesson, we learned 間に which means while in English, and now we will learn うちに Naiuchini, which has the similar meaning.
Hey, I can read your mind. You're thinking, it just means the same as 間に I'm gonna leave. No, Uchini means a lot of things. You can say things like, as I was watching anime, I got interested in Japan, or before I knew it, or without me realizing, or something like that. So, if you're thinking about leaving, stay until the end. Okay, let's continue.
Okay, so Uchini also means while in English, but it has a nuance like before the situation changes. So for example, let's clean while kids are sleeping. You can say 子供が寝てる間に掃除しよう。子供が寝てる間に掃除しよう。But you can also say 子供が寝てるうちに掃除しよう。子供が寝てるうちに掃除しよう。And both are correct, but the difference is that with Uchini, it has a nuance like the situation won't last for a long time, the situation will change. So while situation doesn't change, I will do this or we have to do this, etc. So here, 子供が寝てるうちに is like while kids are sleeping, I'm gonna clean. Otherwise, after that, the situation will change and I won't be able to because they're gonna run around the room. So, Uchini is like, now is the chance. The situation won't last forever. Okay, for example, I should buy a lot while they are having a sale. So, they are having a sale. In Japanese, you can say, セール. セール. And セール is a noun. And after a noun, you can say, ナウンのうちに. ナウンのうちに. So, while they are having a sale, you can say セールのうちに。セールのうちに。So how do you say I should buy a lot? Like it's better for me to buy a lot while they are having a sale. It's セールのうちにいっぱい買った方がいい。セールのうちにいっぱい買った方がいい。You can also say セールのうちにたくさん買った方がいい but いっぱい is more casual, so we tend to go with いっぱい when speaking casually. セールのうちにいっぱい買った方がいい Now is the chance. And when we were kids and when we were playing with other kids, we often say 今のうちに今のうちに So when we were playing tag and running away from someone and we wanna run away, we would say 今のうちに逃げよう今のうちに逃げよう。Like, now is the chance. Let's run away. 今のうちに逃げよう。Okay, another example. How do you say, I want to go to different places while I'm in Japan? I want to go to different places while I'm in Japan. Do you know how to say different places, 皆さん? It's いろいろなところ。いろいろな different ところ。place.But we tend to say いろんなところ because it's shorter いろんなところ So how do you think you can say I want to go to different places while I'm in Japan? It's 日本にいるうちにいろんなところに行きたい日本にいるうちにいろんなところに行きたい Of course, you can also say 日本にいる間にいろんなところに行きたいBut as I said before, when you use Uchini, it's like, I'm not gonna be in Japan forever. So while I'm in Japan, while I have a chance to go to different places, I want to go. 日本にいるうちにいろんなところに行きたい。 Okay, how about this? We should go on adventures while we are young. So unfortunately, we are not gonna be young forever. So here it's like, while we are young, it's not gonna be forever. We are gonna have a lot of responsibility after this. We should go on adventure. Okay, do you know how to say to go on adventures, 皆さん? It's 冒険する。冒険する。And how do you say young? Of course, 若い。若い。So how do you think you can say we should go on adventures while we are young? It's 若いうちに冒険した方がいい。若いうちに冒険した方がいい。Actually, people say this a lot. 若いうちにた方がいい。Like for example, 若いうちに外国語を勉強した方がいい。若いうちに外国語を勉強した方がいい。or 若いうちにいろんなことを経験した方がいい。若いうちにいろんなことを経験した方がいい。So, うちに is used with adjective as well. So, 若い is e adjective and you just add うちに. So, 若いうちに. Okay, for example, how do you think you can say, please have it, please eat it while it's warm. Please have it while it's warm. So, you cooked a meal and you're saying this to someone. Okay, how do you think you can say it? It's 温かいうちに食べてね。温かいうちに食べてね。Okay, how about this? I want to have grandchildren while I'm energetic. I want to have grandchildren while I'm energetic or while I'm well. Okay, so energetic or well or good, we say 元気。元気。So I want to have grandchildren while I'm well, while I'm energetic. はなんて言うと思う？It's 元気なうちに孫が欲しい。元気なうちに孫が欲しい。So, 元気 is na adjective and with na adjective you need to add na. So, it's 元気なうちに。元気なうちに。Okay, so like I said, うちに is like this situation will change. So, now is the chance. And actually, there's another way of emphasizing now is the chance. It's ないうちに。ないうちに。For example, Japanese mom would say, 冷めないうちに食べてね。冷めないうちに食べてね。So, 冷める is to cool down or to become cold, like the food becomes cold. And you change it into ないform, which is 冷めない。冷めない and you add うちに。冷めないうちに。So, 冷めないうちに食べてね literally means please eat it while it doesn't get cold. But in English, it's more natural to say, please eat it before it gets cold. So with ないうちに, the emphasis on now is the chance is stronger than うちに. For example, let's go while it doesn't rain or let's go before it rains. You can say, 雨が降らないうちに行こう。雨が降らないうちに行こう。And some of you might be wondering if you could say, 雨が降る前に行こう。雨が降る前に行こう because 前に also means before, right? And you could say that like 雨が降る前に行こう but the difference between 前に and ないうちに is that ないうちに is like now is the chance. So when you want to say I will read a book before going to bed, you cannot use ないうちに. You can just say 寝る前に本を読む。寝る前に本を読む。And when you want to say before the situation changes, it's more natural to say ないうちに like 雨が降らないうちに行こう But even if you say 雨が降る前に行こう in this situation, it sounds natural. It's just that when you are saying I'm gonna do this before doing something else, it's always 前に like I'm going to study Japanese before I go to Japan. 日本に行く前に日本語を勉強する。Okay, another usage of うちに is similar to 間に but you can use うちに when there was a change while doing something or during a certain situation. So for example, while I was watching anime, I became fond of Japanese. You can say, アニメを見てるうちに日本語が好きになった。アニメを見てるうちに日本語が好きになった。You can also say, アニメを見てる間に 日本語が好きになった。With this usage, うちに and 間に have the exact same meaning, so you can use both うちに and 間に when you want to say, as I am doing something, something changed, or while I'm doing something, I became fond of something, I became interested in something, or I became able to do something. So if there was a change during a certain situation, you can use うちに and 間に. So for example, how do you think you can say, I became able to speak as I was talking with my friends? Okay, so you couldn't speak Japanese before, but as you were talking with your friend, there was a change. You started to be able to speak. So do you know how to say, I became able to speak Japanese, 皆さん? It's 日本語が話せるようになった。日本語が話せるようになった。So this potential form plus ようになった is another N3 sentence pattern. But when you want to say I became able to, you can use potential form plus ようになった。Like for example, I became able to play guitar. 何と言いますか皆さん? It's ギターが弾けるようになった。ギターが弾けるようになった。Anyways, I became able to speak Japanese is 日本語が話せるようになった。Okay, so how do you think you can say I became able to speak as I was talking with my friends or while I was talking with my friends? It's 友達と話してるうちに日本語が話せるようになった。友達と話してるうちに日本語が話せるようになった。So same as 間に before うちに you always use present tense. So it's 友達と話してるうちに日本語が話せるようになった。And also you can use ないうちに with a sentence that express a change. Okay, so for example, I fell asleep before I knew it. You can say 知らないうちに寝てた。知らないうちに寝てた。So it's like I had fell asleep while I didn't know it. Here you need to say 寝ていた。寝ていた the past tense of 寝ている because it had happened already when you knew it. So 知らないうちに寝てた。知らないうちに寝てた。Okay, for example, how do you think you can say I fell in love with Saki without realizing? Okay, do you know how to say to realize or to notice, 皆さん? It's 気づく。気づく。Okay, so let's challenge. So how do you say while I don't realize? Well, in English, it might be more natural to say without realizing or without noticing. Okay, so it's ないうちに. So how do you say without realizing? It's 気づかないうちに。気づかないうちに. So 気づかない is ない form. 気づかないうちに without me realizing. And do you know how to say to fall in love with someone? It's someone のことが好きになる。someone のことが好きになる。But you need to change 好きになる into 好きになっていた。好きになっていた。Because you had fell in love with someone already when you realized it. So it's なっていた。Okay, so let's connect. How do you say I fell in love with Saki without realizing? It's 気づかないうちにサキのことが好きになってた。気づかないうちにサキのことが好きになってた。Or for example, you haven't gone back to your country for 3 years and you finally did and so many things changed while you didn't go back to your country. You can say, for example, しばらく帰らないうちに新しいモールができてた。しばらく帰らないうちに新しいモールができてた。そう。しばらく for a while 帰らないうちに while I didn't go back 新しいモールができてた。So to build in Japanese is 建てる。建てる。But when they build something new, you don't use 建てる。You can say できる。Like for example, 近所に新しいラーメン屋ができた。近所に新しいラーメン屋ができた。So しばらく帰らないうちに新しいモールができてた。So when you want to say before I knew it, something happened, you can say 知らないうちに something 出た like 知らないうちに寝てた or without me realizing something happened 気づかないうちに something 出た like 気づかないうちに好きになってた So you can also use ないうちに when something happened while you didn't know or while you didn't do something. Okay, so let me summarize it for you. So Uchini has two usages. One, you can use it as while expressing that now is the chance. Like 子供が寝てるうちに掃除しよう。And same as 間に before Uchini, we often use ている form to express that there is certain like continuation state. And we can also use いる like 日本にいるうちに because as I said in the previous lesson, いる already expresses the state. And we can also use adjective with うちに like 若いうちに and with な adjective, you need to add な like 元気なうちに and with a noun, it's のうちに like セールのうちに学生のうちに etc. And the usage number 2 of Uchini is same as 間に we can use Uchini when there was a change while doing something or during a certain situation. And it's similar to as in English. Like アニメを見てるうちに日本語が好きになった。There are also two usages for ない、Uchini. Usage number 1 is when you want to really emphasize before this happened or before this situation changes. So you can use冷めないうちに食べてね。And usage number 2 of ないうちに is when there was a change while you didn't do something or while you didn't realize, while you didn't know. For example, the common phrases that we use with ないうちに with this usage is 知らないうちに before I knew it or 気づかないうちに without me realizing or しばらくないうちに like while I didn't do it for a while like しばらく帰らないうちに新しいモールができてた and very important thing is that when you want to use ないうちに like this like while I didn't do this something happened or something changed we use てた form at the end like 知らないうちに寝てた気づかないうちに好きになってたしばらく帰らないうちにモールができてた etc.Okay, 皆さん, I hope you enjoyed this video and if you liked it, please hit the like button. And if you like to improve your Japanese fast but you don't really have time to study or you simply don't like to sit down and study with a textbook, please check out my sharing audio product. With this course, you will not only learn Japanese verb conjugation and sentence patterns fast, but also you will improve your speaking skill. I teach the most powerful grammar that you need to express yourself in Japanese, and I'm also teaching a lot of vocabs and expressions that are actually used a lot in real life and sentences that you would actually use in day-to-day life. And the focus is to help you connect with your friends in Japanese. So I do teach how to say things formally in the audio, but unlike a normal textbook, the sentences are all in casual Japanese and you can listen to it anytime, anywhere. So my students listen to my audios while they're exercising, cooking, commuting, doing the normal chores in the house. So even if you don't have time to sit down and study, you can still learn Japanese with me. No excuse. Whether you are a basic level learner who needs a tool to self-study Japanese in a fun way, or an intermediate learner who is struggling to communicate in Japanese even though you know the basic and a lot of sentence patterns and a lot of words, this course will get you to the point where you can confidently communicate and express yourself in Japanese and connect with people in Japanese. Okay, here is what people who use this course say.
So I've been using Miku's Real Japanese products for a couple of months now and they are incredible. So I had no idea how beneficial it was to be speaking and saying out loud Japanese words and sentences until I started listening to a shadowing audio on the way to work. And while I do get a few funny looks on the train for whispering some Japanese phrases, I actually have, my progress has shot up crazy amounts. If you are looking for a way to improve your Japanese, I'd 100% recommend looking into Sensei Miku's products, and honestly, she's so lovely and you will not be disappointed.
I've been traveling to Japan for over 20 years. I've lived there for 4 years. I'm currently the president of our Japan office. One thing I really like and appreciate and has helped me personally is in every audio she goes beyond just the pure lesson. She expands upon the concepts and the vocabulary, giving you background information. This truly has helped me to, remember the lesson better. And more importantly, it's been really overall a fun and enjoyable experience. Of all the lessons that I've taken over the years, Miku-sensei's practical approach to teaching has really finally helped me to understand the everyday Japanese that people speak 80% of the time.
Years ago, I fell in love with Japan, and ever since I've been trying to master the language. But along the way, I know I've missed and forgotten so many things. But Miku-sensei's lessons and her shadowing audio drills are so easy to understand. She's always so encouraging, and she really knows how to keep it fun too. Even in the most elementary audio lessons, I always find things that I'd forgotten or had never really fully understood. And speech patterns that were once mechanical now seem to flow more and more naturally. It feels so good when a Japanese friend says, "Wow, seems like your Japanese has jumped to the next level."
Okay, so if you really want to improve your Japanese fast and save a lot of time while self-studying Japanese, please check it out. The link is in that description box. I put a lot of love and my passion to teach Japanese into this course, and it took me thousands of hours to create this course. So I hope it's gonna help you to express yourself in Japanese, and most importantly, I hope it's gonna help you to connect with your friends in Japanese. Okay, so see you in the next video. またね。見てくれてありがとう。